Hello there, I'm glad you're here and I'm sure you recognize this image. It is a well-known picture of one of the 7 wonders of the world, Machu Picchu. Now, you might be thinking of making a trip with your friends, family or loved one, and if you're watching this video, it's because you're interested in knowing more about Cusco and Machu Picchu. My name is Marco Fernandez, I am from Peru, where the city of the Incas is located, and on the next few minutes I will explain to you the solution we have created to the main problem tourists encounter when traveling to Cusco or Machu Picchu: lack of proper and updated information. Well, if you have done some research by now, then you probably realize that the amount of information on the web is huge. It doesn't have an order, and many of it is in Spanish, the native language of Peru. All this is really problematic for most people. I know the feeling, I've been there. Also, there are so many things you need to consider that you have no idea what to prioritize and what to consider not important. And to that, you have to add the outdated and garbage information out there that you are going to find. But wait, aren't there ebooks and documentaries about Cusco? Yes, there are! Ebooks like Frommer's Peru and Cusco's Guide from Lonely Planet are really good. However, if you had the opportunity to look at them, then you will know that those products have hundreds of pages with only text and an occasional map. I'm not trying to give you a bad critic about them, the information there is really good, but are you really going to read thousands of words sitting in front of your computer with no photos or interactive maps or virtual tours? Do you have that amount of time? It's not really practical if what you're looking for is an easy way to get things done, because you're not going to make an assignment about it, are you? Well, one of the things you should know is that we're not competing with them. Why is that? Because we're not offering you the traditional ebook. What we offer you is to give you updated and feasible information on a modern and practical way. How can we do that? Through a webinar. Yes, a webinar. But wait, what is that? Well, a webinar is a web-based seminar where you and people all over the world connect to a specific web address where you will hear and watch an online presentation regarding a specific subject. In this case, the city of Cusco and Machu Picchu. In other words, it's a way to attend a conference without ever leaving your home. You only need an internet connection and audio. Now, why would you assist to something like that? Well, first, let's be honest. Don't you want someone to tell you everything you need to do before and after you have arrived to Cusco? Wouldn't you like to carry that knowledge with you at all times on your smartphone or access it on a computer? To resolve that issue and many others, Digital Icon, a Peruvian company, created this solution I'm offering you: Webinar the City of Cusco. But why would a webinar about Cusco would be better than all the ebooks and websites about Cusco and Machu Picchu out there? Simple. Let me tell you a story so that you can understand this better. When I went to Cusco for the first time back in 2009, of course I did some research before making the trip, but you have to understand I had a big advantage. I'm from Peru, so I speak and read Spanish, our native language, and also I know the reality of the country and how things work. Well, when I was doing research, I realized that the information about Cusco was a complete mess. It didn't matter if it was in English or Spanish, there wasn't a centralized place where I could find and ask questions, find maps or view HD pictures. It was all scattered. Of course, the best websites I found were in Spanish. Not so good for you. Also, to that you have to add the days I spent looking for information, the time I spent comparing that information, then making sure it was good and updated, and finally hoping that the login and tour operator I selected were a good choice. It can get a bit stressful, and of course if you don't have a friend who's been there, that gets much harder to do. Because of all these reasons and many others, Digital Icon sent a research team to Cusco to collect and build up the most critical information any tourist needs to know about Cusco and how to spend a great time over there. The end result was an information package. Now, because of the amount of knowledge we collected was huge, we came up with a process to make it easier for all of you to understand and follow it. The Cusco Machu Picchu package is divided as follows. First, we have the webinar before Cusco arriving to Peru. All you need to do is register now. With this webinar comes the PDF file that we already sent you. On the second part, we have the Google Maps pinpointing all the archaeological parks in Cusco where Machu Picchu is included, and also the main tourist spots within city limits. After that, there are multiple maps we will send you, such as a map of the city historical center, a road map to Cusco, maps of the Inca Trail and some routes you can take. Of course, I couldn't leave behind the map of the main spots at Machu Picchu and many others. Also, we have the authorized logins directory approved by the Peruvian government, the authorized tour operators directory also approved by the Peruvian government, panoramic views of all the archaeological parks in Cusco with Machu Picchu included, a Google map of the main hotels in Cusco going from backpackers hotels up to luxury hotels. There are logins for all budgets. Another Google map to the main bars and clubs in Cusco. And our star product, the webinar about the city of Cusco. With this webinar, you will also get the PDF file with the summary and much more information. And finally, we will deliver another PDF file with the final links of interest for you to check. Okay, this package is a non-existent solution in the market. All of its parts were created to cover specific gaps of information for anyone who's interested in visiting Cusco. But what benefits exactly will this whole package give you? Well, you will have access to every document from any computer because they are all digital files. Why trust our information? Because we are Peruvians, we live in Peru, we know Cusco, we sent an entire research team to find out everything you need to know about the city of the Incas, plus we know the reality of the country we live in, and of course, we are all professionals. We will give you reliable and updated information about the city of Cusco and Machu Picchu, so you won't have to hesitate about making choices for selecting lodgings, bars, clubs, tourist spots, historical places, you name it. It's all figured out for you. And finally, and most important, you will save dozens of hours of research about where you're going. We already have summarized all the critical information you need, so you won't have to do it yourself, and to that, we will give you some tips and suggestions for the small things you need to consider. Oh, this is one single package. But wait a minute, if we're giving you ebooks, what's the difference between us and the other solutions in the market? Well, apart from our webinars, our ebooks will give you only the information you need. We're not trying to sell you a history book about Cusco or Peru. We do not want you to spend hours reading text lines about facts you will not be using on your trip to Cusco or Machu Picchu. Our ebooks include professional photographs, links, and are designed to make it really easy for you to read and understand everything you need to know. This unique solution was created to stand out and offer the right information you're going to need once you decide to travel to Cusco all the way to the end of your trip. In other words, think about it as a friend explaining what you should visit, what you should eat, where you can dance or take a drink, and what not to do on the city of Cusco. To all that, add the fact that all the information we're offering you is digital, which means you can carry it on your smartphone, laptop, or access it through any computer with internet connection. You won't have to print anything. Yes, it is a lot. If I've had all this on my first trip to Cusco, then I will have enjoyed it much more. It really makes it easy once you have all this information. Now, because this is a product launch, we're giving you a limited promotion. For the first 30 people to buy, not only we will give you access to everything we just mentioned, but also a free Skype session with one of our team members of the research team. What does this mean? It means you will get to ask any questions you may still have, and we will answer you not only in a more personalized way with an email, but also you will get one video and voice chat session with one of our team members. Hey, that means you will receive advice not only through our webinar, but also in a much more personalized way using Skype. What? Too good to be truth? I know, but believe me, it is real. Okay, so are you ready to save time and energy and start receiving all the information you're going to need before you set foot on the city of the Incas? Good. Then I will be waiting for you at our webinar. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.